Hey friends, I got something I want to share with you. Like many of you, I am social distancing. Now that's really hard for Danielle and I because we are both very extroverted people. We love being around people and we love to be good neighbors. And yesterday was such a gorgeous day, and today is shaping up to be pretty. It's actually going to rain here in a little bit. But something interesting happened today that I wanted to talk with you about. And so my kids were out here playing in the driveway, and they've got their little their drawings here on the pavement and stuff. And the neighbor kid came over. Now, normally we absolutely love this neighborhood, love to have him come over. His mom's a nurse, and so she's like a hero, right? Like she's like on the front lines, and she's doing so much. And I really believe that our first responders, our medical people, they are heroes to us right now. They're putting themselves in danger's way. But when this little boy came over to our house, you know, my natural reaction is like, stay back, Dean, you know, because your Dean's sister, our daughter Diana, has lung issues, Danielle with her immunity deficiency. It's like we've got to kind of protect, create a bubble. So this thing happened in me where my natural reaction is to invite people in because of just my personality. I want to be a good Christian. I want to love others. But then I had this natural protective thing that came in as dad that kind of pushed this little boy away, and I was all torn up inside because one is I felt like I was rejecting the little boy, you know, and rejecting and pushing back and kind of distancing myself from him, but yet I'm supposed to love him, and he's probably scared, I'm scared, and all this stuff is happening, and I'm thinking, man, if he plays with Dean and maybe his mom brings something home, then he could infect Dean. And so anyhow, I told the little boy, look, we can't have anybody over, you know, we're not playing with, you got to be distant. And so the little boy went home. I felt absolutely terrible. And so I called Dean up on the porch and said, Dean, you know, we gotta distance ourselves from people. I know this is like nothing I've ever told Dean before. I've never told Dean social distance yourself from people. I've always pushed Dean into social settings. But this is one of those situations where I told Dean, I said, if that little boy gets you sick and you get Diana sick, something bad could happen to Diana. And Dean says, it's like a plague. I said, yeah, welcome to the party. And I said, right. It's like a plague, Dean. We have to be careful. And Dean said, we should put up a sign that keeps people away. And I was like, oh, man. So here's what I figured out. I have a sense of shame and guilt when I push people away to social distance. I'm afraid they're going to get me sick. I'm afraid I could get them sick. But if they do have the virus, let's say someone I know has the virus, and they then are feeling shame and guilt because they have the virus, and they are now, maybe they got people sick around them, and they would feel bad about that. So not only do I feel bad for social distancing, they feel bad because they might get somebody sick. Well, how would I feel if I did get the virus and I made other people sick? How would that make me feel? I would feel shame, I feel guilt, I feel bad, I feel terrible for that, you know? Especially if it really impacted people in really, really bad ways. At the same time, I feel terrible when someone maybe I know has it or maybe could have it, and I distance myself from them. I push back on them. I disassociate with them. So now they feel bad, I feel bad that they feel bad. What do we do to really love each other? You know, as Christians, we're called to love God and to love others, but this is a real issue. How do we not make people feel bad, or how do I not feel bad? How do we love others? Well, here's what I want to share with you today. Be honest. Whenever we're in a crisis, you have to communicate fear. You have to communicate what makes you nervous. You have to communicate what makes you anxious. And you just have to tell people, you know, I should have told that little boy, hey man, I'm scared. Just call it, just name it, just claim it, just say, I'm scared because I know your mom's a nurse and she's like a hero right now, but I'm afraid we could get sick. And so can we just have some space? And I need you to know I love you. Like, I really care about you. You mean the world to me. But so does my family. And so I'm kind of just feeling this and just being honest with people. I'm scared. You know, I think one of the most powerful leadership things you could ever do is be honest with somebody. just say, I'm scared, but I love you. I'm scared, but I don't know how to respond to this, but I love you. I know in the days to come, there's going to be people that we know and that we care about who are going to get sick. It's going to happen. And we have to be real with each other and honest with each other to say, I love you, I'm scared. And you know, there's some people in our life that we're going to overcome that fear and we're just going to move in close. And we're going to put ourselves in harm's way because we absolutely love them. And I think that's why medical workers are so courageous right now, is because yes, it's their job, yes, it's what they do, and they don't even know these people, and they're putting themselves in harm's way. And so we need to celebrate that. We need to thank those people. If you don't have a person in your life that you're praying for, please start praying for medical workers, people who are on those front lines, those first responders, the EMT, the firefighters. But we got to be honest with each other. We got to be real with each other. We got to tell people when we're scared. We got to tell people, listen, I love you. I'm scared. And we just have to be willing. We have to be willing to be honest with each other. I think one of the greatest gifts you can ever give somebody is honesty. And when you share with them, hey, I'm scared. I want to love you. I want to be near you. I want to share this with you, but I'm scared. How do I respond to this? What can we do? And then you together come up with a way in which you can love God and love others together. The days ahead are going to be very confusing. You're probably going to have a lot of questions like these. How do I love people? How do I overcome this kind of stuff? And I just want to make myself available to you. You can private message us. You can email us, john@waterlinechurch.com. We want to be here for you. If you're part of our Waterline Church family, there's been a survey, a check-in list, a check-in form that went out just a few moments ago. Would you please take a minute, fill that form out? It's going to help all of us love God and love each other. Every day I'm going to try to post something and speak to a direct need that you have. And if you fill out that form, you're part of Waterline Church, I'll have a little bit better idea of how to do that, but also you'll have a better idea of how to love others. Again, if you're just tuning in, I'm glad that you're here and there's a tension. How do we love people? And how do we navigate this? I hope it gives some good advice. If you have any advice, let me know. Maybe put it in the comments. Let me know how I could be praying for you. Put it in the comments below. But we got to love each other, everybody. Let's love each other well with honesty. That's today's word, honesty. Let's be honest. We'll talk soon.